as we know, as of right now, the Texans are in a bit of a rebuild. A big, 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 big rebuild.
I'll get a bit
it's
of a rebuild.
it's broken down. Like you took all the Lego pieces and you just took them out and you just throwing them. All right. So they're rebuilding. All right. With the current situation with Deshaun Watson, obviously, which I won't really dive into, but it is apparent that obviously they're in a big need of some moves. And so I'm gonna just let you guys know exactly some of the moves, and then I just want to know what you guys think of some of these moves. All right. So just some key additions that came up. They picked up Marcus Cannon on a trade. He's offensive tackle. They picked up linebacker Shaq Lawson off of a trade. They picked up Mark Ingram, and then they re-signed Tyrod Taylor. Again, that one was kind of obvious because they're in a need for a QB now with Deshaun Watson being gone. They picked up Philip Lindsay, right? They picked up linebacker Christian Kirksey, linebacker Camus Grugier, linebacker Jordan Jenkins, Desmond King. They picked up, and then Terrence Mitchell, which are both cornerbacks. So what do you think about some of these moves, some of these additions that just came onto this Texans team?
What you got, Junior? What you got?
I just feel like they were like, "Yo, it's a free agency. We gotta pay somebody." They didn't do anything. They haven't done anything this offseason to actually help their team. Without Deshaun Watson, they are the worst team in the entire NFL. It's flat out. They have no receivers. They are signing running backs who are old or past their prime. And no shade on Philip Lindsay, but the Texans is not the team that's going to help him recreate his rookie year. Their offensive line is arguably the worst in all of football. Their defensive line, without Watt, is the worst in all of football. They have no one at corner. Mm-mm. I don't know how it's going to take at least a few seasons, because one, they don't know if Deshaun Watson is going to be back with the team. He's definitely not going to be there this season. So they are in. I looked up rebuild in the dictionary, and I saw Texans.
Yeah, man, they're not popular moves, and although, look, I think Nick Caserio is doing a good job. And why I say Nick Caserio is doing a good job is because they're in a weird spot right now where they're not going to compete, but they're also in a spot where, are we going to have Watson or not in the future? You know, we could not even talk about next year, but even in the future, are we going to have Deshaun Watson? Right. So what he's doing is he's putting a team together where he'll add some depth here and there. We got some names that were successful at one point in time, played in the league a good amount of years. Some have shown very, very high upside. You got Kevin King that has shown things in the past. Mark Ingram, with the right quarterback, was running the ball fairly well for the past couple of years. I don't see him being as effective anymore, but it's a name. So it's a lot of names. It's a lot of names and a lot of holes that needed to be filled, and a lot of them are 1-year deals. So he's throwing some spaghetti on the wall, seeing what sticks, and just really trying to put a watchable team, at least with some names for this year, and then really work through the draft and then go forward once they know where their situation is or where they stand after this season, and then he can do some work. So, I mean, that's the why I say I like what Nick Caserio is doing, because it's a clusterfuck right now, and Bill O'Brien left it as is, and it's hard to rebuild from that.
Yeah, he definitely did that team so good. Like they don't even have draft picks to rebuild around because he gave them all away for nothing.
Mm-hmm.
So as much as he can do, kudos to him. Kudos to the coach for even coming into that situation.
Yeah.
But
they're in quite a predicament, and it's really tough seeing this team kind of go through it, especially with some of the people that they even have on the team in general. You got David Johnson is on that team, and let's be real, he's a phenomenal back. He's a great back
when he's healthy,
and when he's healthy, yeah. But he's a great back, and this is just another stepping stone that they just got to go through, and it sucks, but it's gonna be a long while before we see the Texans get anywhere near what they used to be, and it's tough. You got that again. We don't have to go into the whole Deshaun Watson situation, but that's tough, man. That you go from having a pretty good quarterback to Tyrod Taylor. He's not the same that he used to be.
Man, they go from a great quarterback to Tyrod Taylor.
They go from easily top 10, arguably top 5 to Tyrod Taylor.
And that's rough. It's for a team to take that, and they really tried to build this team around it. And I have a feeling that JJ Watt saw this coming. JJ Watt saw this coming, and he's like, "Oh no, I'm out before I can get stuck into this team and have to continuously lose."
Deshaun Watson was the only reason why he really wanted to stay.
Yeah.
And then he saw the writing on the wall, and he was like, "Get me out."
Mm-hmm.
But I think for the Texans, if there's any GM right now that could really help them get this going, Nick Caserio is the guy. Working under Belichick for years, there's many draft picks, many free agent signings that Nick Caserio has been involved in. He is a solid choice for GM. And if there's anybody that can do it, I believe in Nick Caserio. If Nick Caserio can't do it, damn, I don't know. I really don't know who can revive this. But they're in good hands. And Texans fans, you're going to see years. I think it's going to be multiple years before you're even contending again, and it's going to be crucial. I mean, it's going to be so brutal, and stay faithful. That's all I can say.